life. Owen, Chris Pratt, and Claire mount a campaign to rescue the remaining dinosaurs from this extinction-level event. Of course, he is driven to find Blue, his lead raptor, who's still missing in the wild. And Claire has grown a respect for these creatures. She now makes her mission. So, there you go. Of course, Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Rafe Spall, Justice Smith, Daniela Pinana, James Cromwell. So, if you've seen this movie, I've heard nothing but good that people have seen. So, let me know what you thought. Absolutely. Let me know. Okay, number 3 was Incredibles 2. A great family movie, of course, with Craig T. Nelson and Holly Hunter. And he's got to learn to be a be-at-home mom. It's great. I love this movie. It reunites the family crime-fighting team for a long-awaited follow-up. And of course, like I said, everyone's favorite family of superheroes is back. But this time, Helen, of course, Holly Hunter, is in the spotlight, leaving Bob at home with Violet and Dash to navigate the day-to-day heroics of normal life. It's a tough transition for everyone, and made tougher by the fact that the family is still unaware of baby Jack-Jack's emerging superpowers. Jack-Jack, I love it. When a new villain hatches a brilliant and dangerous plot, the family of Frozone must find a way to work together again. So, excellent family movie. I love these movies. They're great. Craig T. Nelson, Holly Hunter, Huck Miner, Catherine Keener. So, good kid movie. And, of course, great for summertime. So, go see that. Incredibles 2. Great movie. Number 4, First Purge. This is on my list. I have so many on my list, it's pathetic. The First Purge. It should satisfy the fans of the franchise and film goers in the mood for violent, vicarious thrills, although its subtextual reach exceeds the grasp. Rotten Tomatoes, not a fan, apparently. And this is about behind every tradition lies a revolution. Next Independence Day, witness the rise of our country's 12 hours of annual lawlessness. Welcome to the movement that began as a simple experiment, the First Purge. And to push the crime rate below 1% for the rest of the year, the new founding fathers of America test a theory that vents aggression for one night in an isolated community. But when the violence of oppressors meets the rage of the marginalized, a contagion will explode and spread across the nation. So that's the Purge, the First Purge. Has anybody out there seen it? I would love to see this one. Like Scott Davis, Steve Harris, Marissa Tomei. So if you've seen any of these, please let me know. I need to know, okay? So that was number 4. The First Purge. Number 5, Sicario, Day of the Soldado. Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin. Not real popular with everybody, but in the 60s, percentage-wise. It is less subversive than its predecessor. It succeeds as a stylish, dynamic thriller, even if its amoral machismo makes for grim viewing. This begins a new chapter. In the drug war, there are no rules, and as the cartels have begun trafficking terrorists across the U.S. border, federal agent Matt Graver, who's played by Josh Brolin, calls on the mysterious El Gerando, who's played by Benicio del Toro, whose family was murdered by a cartel kingpin, to escalate the war in nefarious ways. Of course, Alejandro kidnaps the kingpin's daughter to inflame the conflict. But when she's seen as collateral damage, her fate will come between the two men as they question everything they're fighting for. Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin, Isabel Moner, Jeffrey Donovan, of course, Catherine Keener. So that is Sicario, Day of the Soldado. So if you've seen this one, let me know. Not one I would go see, but, oh, excuse me, it's been terrible. That was number 5. Uncle Drew, number 6. This is interesting because I don't think I'd go to see this. And in the low 60s and upper 50 percentages. Kyle Irving's crossover to comedy is is good enough to score with basketball fans. But Uncle Drew is held back by bad plotting and too much product placement. So at this one, I was like, what the heck? Not on my top list for sure. And after draining, this is about the movie, after draining his life savings to enter a team in the Rucker Classic streetball tournament in Harlem, Dax is dealt a series of unfortunate setbacks, including losing his team to his longtime rival. Desperate to win the tournament and the cash prize, Dax stumbles upon the man, the myth, the legend, Uncle Drew. Of course, this is played by NBA All-Star Kyrie Irving, and convinces him to return to the court one more time. So, Kyrie Irving, Little Rel Howery, Shaquille O'Neal, Reggie Miller, Chris Webber. So, Uncle Drew. Not a fan. I don't like b-ball, so not one for me. Okay. Number 7, Ocean's 8. Of course, that's with Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett. I did want to see. It'll probably be out on DVD before I see it. Isn't quite as smooth as its predecessors, but still has enough cast chemistry and fare to lift the price of a ticket from film goers up for an undemanding caper. So, of course, this has Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Helena Bonham Carter. I'd probably see it just for her. I love her. Rihanna is also in this. So, that looks like a good, fun film to see. Okay, number 8, Tag. Has anybody seen this movie, Tag? I'm interested. It looked freaking hilarious. This would be something I would probably do. Its percentages are in the upper 50s. For audience seeking a dose of high concept yet undemanding action comedy, Tag is it. And of course, for 1 month every year, 5 highly competitive friends hit the ground running in a no-holds-barred game of tag they've been playing since the first grade, which I think is freaking awesome. They risk their necks, their jobs, and their relationships to take each other down with the battle cry, "You're it." This year, the game coincides with the wedding of their only undefeated player, which should finally make him an easy target. Not. But he knows they're coming, and he's ready. This is based on a true story called Tag, shows how far some guys will go to be the last man standing. Ed Helms, Jake Johnson, Hannibal Buress, John Hamm, Jeremy Renner, Annabelle Wallace. Decent cast, so I would go see it just for a good laugh, I think. It looked hilarious to me. So, 9, let's see, was that 9? Let's see. No, that was 8. 9, Won't You Be My Neighbor? This is about Fred Rogers, of course. Mr. Rogers. Hang on just 1 second here. Won't You Be My Neighbor? This is up almost 100% for Rotten Tomatoes and audiences. 99% Rotten Tomatoes, 98% audiences. And critics say it takes a fittingly patient and honest look at the life and legacy of a television pioneer whose work has enriched generations. It takes an intimate look at America's favorite neighbor, Mr. Rogers, a portrait of a man whom we all think we know. This emotional moving film takes us beyond the zip-up cardigans and the land of make-believe into the heart of a creative genius who inspired generations of children. Of course, Fred Rogers, Francois Clemens, Yo-Yo Ma, Caitlin Davis, David Newell. So that's highly rated, highly rated. I wasn't really brought up on that. So, but if your kids have been, go see it. Number 10 this week is Deadpool 2. And that's been out a while now, so it's still in the top 10. Of course, it's up in the high 80s. I heard this was a great movie. It threatens to buckle under the weight of its mega gags. Deadpool 2 is a gory, gleeful lampoon of the superhero genre. Of course, buoyed by Ryan Reynolds' undeniable charm. And of course, you know, we've talked about it before. He survives a near-fatal bovine attack, and he struggles to fulfill his dreams of becoming Miami's hottest bartender, while learning to cope with his lost sense of taste. So there you go. He must battle ninjas, yakuza, and a pack of sexually aggressive canines, which should be interesting, as he journeys around the world to discover the importance of family, friendship, and flavor. So, Ryan Reynolds, of course, Josh Brolin, Julian Dennison, T.J. Miller. So, Deadpool 2. Who doesn't love Deadpool 2? This is coming out on DVD August 7th, just to let you know. If you haven't been to see it, it will be coming out soon. Go figure. So that was number 10. Awesome, awesome. Gotta love it. I know some of you have seen a couple of these movies, so I'd like to know what you thought of them. Really would. Let's see what is upcoming. We're all looking forward to Skyscraper open today. So, I know Chris wanted to go see that, Skyscraper. Of course, that's with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. That looked freaky. That would scare me for sure. Okay. Let me see. I heard a lot of these movies were really good, so, you know, we go, must see. Okay. Skyscraper opened today. Dwayne Johnson, Nev Campbell, believe it or not, interesting. 80% audience score. Tomato meter, so-so. It's a well-cast, yet derivative. Skyscraper isn't exactly a towering action thriller. Feat. But it's solidly constructed enough to stand among the genre's more diverting features. Okay. Let's see. Global icon Dwayne Johnson leads a cast of legendary Skyscraper as former FBI hostage rescue team leader and U.S. war veteran Will Sawyer, who now assesses security for skyscrapers. He's on assignment in China, and he finds the tallest, safest building in the world suddenly ablaze, and he's been framed for it. A wanted man on the run, he must find those responsible, clear his name, and somehow rescue his family who is trapped inside the building. Above the firelight, of course. Dwayne Johnson, Nev Campbell, Chin Han, Noah Taylor, Brian Mann. So interesting. It looks pretty action-packed. The